When Jane first met Tarzan in the jungle, she was instantly attracted to him. During her questions about his life, she asked him if he had ever had sex. Tarzan, not no sex, he replied. Jane explained to him what it was. Tarzan said, "Oh, Tarzan, use not hole in trunk of tree." Horrified, Jane said, "Tarzan, you have it all wrong, but I will show you how to do it properly." She took off her clothing and lay down on the ground. "Here," she said, pointing to her privates, "you must put it in here." Tarzan removed his loincloth, showing Jane his considerable manhood. He stepped closer to her and kicked her right in the crotch. Jane rolled around in agony for what seemed like an eternity. Eventually, she managed to gasp for air and screamed, "What did you do that for?" Tarzan replied, "Check for squirrel." The teacher asked the class to name big words that eat things and end in "to-ah." A little girl raised her hand and said, "Alligator." The teacher replied, "Very good. That is a very clever example." Then a little boy raised his and said, "Predator." The teacher replied, "Wonderful. That is an excellent example. Well done." Little Johnny raises his hand and blurts out, "Vibrator." The teacher nearly fell off her chair. She regained her composure and scolded little Johnny. "That is a big word, but it does not eat anything." To which little Johnny replied, "Yes, it does. I overheard my sister saying, it eats batteries like there's no tomorrow." 3 women were sitting around, throwing back a few drinks and talking about their love lives. One woman said, "I called my husband a dentist. Nobody can drill like he does." The second woman giggled and confessed, "I called my husband a miner because of his incredible shaft." The third woman quietly sipped her whiskey until her friend asked, "Say, what do you call your husband?" She frowned and said, "The postman." "Why the postman?" her friends inquired. "Because he always delivers late, and half the time it's in the wrong slot." A woman suffers, burns to 90% of her body in a car accident, and requires a skin graft on her face. Because of her injuries, the doctors are unable to take skin from any part of her body, so they must rely on a donor. Her husband of 25 years volunteers, and the operation gets the go-ahead. Whilst deciding which bit of his skin to use, he mentions he has a smooth butt, and perhaps that would be the best place to take the graft from. The surgeon agrees, and, after 5 grueling hours of surgery, the operation is a complete success. When she is finally able to remove the bandages, she is overwhelmed at how wonderful the surgery went. She says to her husband, "I can never thank you enough for this. I will do whatever you want by way of thanks." The husband smiles and says, "We've been married for 25 years and there's nothing you can give me that you haven't already. Besides, when your mother kisses your cheek, that'll be all the thanks I'll ever need."